The New York Rangers have dropped their 2024-2025 season training camp roster. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at that, kind of break it all down there. The forwards, goaltenders, the defense, and also the prospects that were invited, the actual normal NHL guys, but also some of the invites as well. So let's get right into it here though. Before we do that though, I just want to let you all know that there are going to be no NCAA players there because this is a pro event there, with the Rangers obviously. But starting off here and taking a look now at the actual training camp roster and breaking it down, starting off with the forwards and going in alphabetical order. First off here, we have Nathan Aspinall, a prospect from the 2024 NHL draft by the Rangers there. They took him there, decent prospect, pretty tall, very, very tall guy, honestly, playing the OHL, the Flint Firebirds. He'll be going back there, obviously out of training camp, not going to be a guy for the Rangers, obviously quite yet, but okay prospect there, nothing too insane. Then we have Maxim Barbashev, an okay prospect, now nothing too crazy there, though, definitely a lower tier kind of guy at this point. Alex Belzil, a solid veteran guy to have down there in the AHL. He's a good AHLer, but at this point, not quite a really good kind of NHL guy, but a good guy to have down there in the AHL. Then we have Brett Berard here, one of the better and more NHL-ready prospects for the Rangers. Very solid left-wing prospect, undersized, but still plays pretty big as well. Definitely a guy who's going to be competing for an NHL spot, but will more than likely start in the AHL. Could be a call-up at some point throughout this upcoming season, but definitely got to keep an eye on for the very near future to make an impact at the NHL level. Then we have Anton Blidge, a good AHLer. Raul Boilard is a 2024 NHL draft pick by the Rangers. He will be going back to the QMJHL, but a solid two-way center prospect, good playmaker, definitely got to keep an eye on going forward. He's also Canadian. Then we have here Johnny Brodzinski, who is a very solid kind of possibly fourth liner, or could be a good kind of guy to have as a healthy scratch, or also could be a very good kind of star level guy down there in the AHL while being a decent amount over a point per game, which is definitely possible. Brett Budgel, just an invite guy to the training camp. Then we have Sam Carrick, who will be the fourth line center more than likely for the New York Rangers, as he was a UFA signing this offseason. Yaroslav Melash, a pretty solid prospect, pretty big guy as well, winger. Definitely got to keep an eye on. Will more than likely be in the AHL this season. Then we have Filipino there. We all know him, probably the third line center. Then we have Will Cooley, who could be, that kind of third line or fourth line left wing. We'll have to wait and see, but will be a solid player in the bottom six. Adam Edstrom there, very tall prospect. He'll be fighting for a spot in that bottom six somewhere. Could be in the AHL. Adam Ernie, training camp invite there on a PTO. Definitely a solid kind of veteran NHL guy. We'll see what happens with him. Maybe gets a contract for the AHL on a two-way deal or whatever it is. We'll have to wait and see. Next up here, we have some decent, AHL/ECHL guys in Johnny Evans, Bo Grew, and Blade Jenkins. Then we have Capo Caco. We all know him. Ryder Korzak, a decent center prospect, has been playing in the AHL and will more than likely be doing so once again this upcoming season. Then we have here Chris Kreider and Lafreniere. Once again, we all know those guys. Some great players for this NHL team. Then we have here Jake Leschyshyn. Could be a healthy scratch kind of guy here and there. Could be that kind of fifth line center, you could say, one of the kind of top call-up guys for centerman. You could kind of say they're more likely to be in the AHL to start, but definitely could be that kind of fifth center. You could kind of call it as that kind of one of the first kind of call-ups for the centerman. If someone does get hurt at the NHL level, he'll be down there in the AHL. Next up, Bryce McConnell Barker, one of the New York Rangers' top center prospects. Very good two-way guy, good offensively, but great defensively. Good shutdown guy, good PK guy, good on the faceoffs. Definitely a very solid kind of all-around, a little more defensive center, but good offensively as well. Still a young guy, definitely got to keep an eye on going forward. He has a pretty exciting future to possibly be a very good kind of middle six centerman at the NHL level one day. Then we have Blade McLaughlin, just an invite guy to this camp, and also Riley Nash as well, a solid AHLer. Brennan Othman, obviously one of the top Rangers prospects currently in the system. He'll be fighting for a spot somewhere probably on that third line for the Rangers and very well could end up getting a spot there, which I definitely hope and kind of think he probably will. Then we have Artemi Panarin there, obviously a superstar. Matt Rempe, who was a big fan favorite. He will likely have an impact on the New York Rangers at the NHL level in some sort of a way on the fourth line. Next up here, we've got Dylan Rubrek, a very talented prospect, can play left wing, center, and right wing. Very tall as well, 6'7". Pretty talented skater as well for that size, so pretty solid all-around prospect. Then we've got Riley Smith, who was traded for by the Rangers this offseason. He'll be coming in to take a role somewhere on that second or third line right wing spot. Then we've got here Nate Sessi, just a camp invite. Adam Sikora, a very solid prospect, former second-round pick, good left winger. Vincent Trocheck, very solid NHL guy, obviously. Kalle Vesinen, kind of a former good prospect, has kind of fallen off, though. Not much of an NHL kind of promising guy at this point. Jimmy Vesey, solid kind of, fourth line kind of guy for the most part there, but definitely can make a pretty good impact on this team. Mika Zibanejad, obviously a pretty solid player for the NHL team. Now on to the defensemen, where we start off here with some of the kind of AHL/ECHL guys in Carter Berger, Madison Bowie, and Casey Fitzgerald. Then we've got here Adam Fox. We all know him, obviously a superstar. Ben Harper, who is a guy who will hopefully be healthy for this upcoming season, as he missed pretty much the entirety of last season. Started off for a few games there in the AHL, but obviously ended up getting hurt there, missed most of the season last year, so hopefully can be healthy and can be a pretty solid kind of depth, possible call guy for the New York Rangers and be a very good guy down there in the AHL for the Wolfpack and some of the prospects down there, good veteran defensemen. Then we have here Blake Hillman, another kind of AHL guy probably, or the ECHL. Zach Jones will be probably getting a spot on that third D pair alongside either Braden Schneider or Jacob Trouba. Then we have here next up Ryan Lindgren, obviously the defense pair for Adam Fox. Then we have here Connor Mackey, would be a possible kind of call-up guy at some point throughout this upcoming season potentially. Then we have here Victor Mancini, a pretty solid right-handed defenseman prospect, 6'4", pretty solid defensively as well. Something you got to keep an eye on for his kind of overall game. Then we have here Case McCarthy, another kind of invite guy to the camp. K'Andre Miller, good NHL kind of second pairing guy. Jake Murray, another invite alongside Chase Pauls. Then we have here a very solid left-handed defense prospect, who's quite big as well, in Matthew Robertson. Next up here we have pretty much the number 7 defenseman for the Rangers here in Chad Ruhwedel, who was re-signed by the team after he was picked up at this past trade deadline from the Pittsburgh Penguins. And then we have here next up Brandon Scanlon, another kind of guy who's getting into his mid-20s there, but could be a possible call at some point. Otherwise, will be a really good guy to have down there in the AHL. Then we have here Braden Schneider, who will more than likely be the second or third pairing right-handed defenseman. I'm hoping he's a second pairing guy alongside K'Andre Miller, but we'll have to wait and see. Then we have here another kind of invite guy in Ryan Sedum. Then we have Jacob Trouba, the captain, and Noah Van Vliet, who is another invite guy to this camp. And finally, we have the goaltenders here who were invited to the training camp, starting off here with one of the prospects who stands at 6'8", and that is Talon Boyko. Didn't have a great season in the system last year, but hopefully kind of turn things around in this upcoming season. But obviously has that frame there at 6'8" to hopefully get the job done. Then we have Louis Domingue here, who is a solid kind of veteran guy there to have down there in the AHL to be alongside the next guy here in Dylan Garand, who those two guys there, they'll be the guys in the AHL. Hopefully Garand gets a long look next year, or this upcoming season, I should say, because he's obviously right now, I would say, probably the top goaltending prospect for the Rangers. Definitely could be a guy to kind of take over for one of the goalies here, obviously, in Jonathan Quick, who is the backup right now, but only has one more year left under his deal. He's getting older. Variable could retire after this upcoming season, potentially. I don't know, but if it does happen there, Dylan Garand is definitely got to keep an eye on for that kind of backup spot to Igor. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there, but hopefully Garand can be the starting goaltender in the AHL with Domingue as his backup this upcoming season. And then we have here the last kind of prospect to talk about here, and Hugo Olas, another kind of really tall 6'8" goaltender, went to Merrimack College, is from Sweden. And he did have a couple really good seasons there with Merrimack College, so hopefully he can continue that success into this upcoming season, more than likely down there in the ECHL. Anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, definitely hit that like and subscribe button for more New York Rangers content. Very, very soon, I'll be back to posting every single day like I did for this past season. I'll be posting every single day, once again, at least one New York Rangers video per day. So definitely, if you're a Rangers fan, there's no better place to be on YouTube than the channel. So definitely hit that like, comment down below your thoughts on this training camp preview, and also subscribe for a lot more New York Rangers content. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.